Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. Sorry I am a day late, but today we're going to be flipping through my May spreads in my Hobonichi weeks and my Hobonichi HON. So my Hobonichi weeks is typically where I put health, fitness, well-being, moods, cycles, intimacy, all that jazz when I'm really good at it. It's something I am striving to get better at, but I've really fallen off quite a bit recently, and I'm just trying to find my rhythm again. So we'll take a little stroll through that, and then we'll go through the Hobonichi HON, which is my main planner. Also, you'll notice that I am not going to be flipping through my budget planner. There's a couple reasons for that. So the first and foremost, and the main, is really that I was not really great at tracking in May. I'm doing much better in June, but it just didn't seem pertinent to show you guys a bunch of like blank pages and stuff. So I figured we'd give it a skip for this month's flip. So let's get into it. So I do want to flip backwards just a sec, because I'm starting on the wrong page because they are kind of stuck together a little bit. Sometimes the glue from that tab. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see a little bit clearer. So I have gotten questions on this before where people are like, you know, like, what's this? This is actually 2023. So this would have been 2024, and I did a crap job at logging. I debacled whether I wanted to cover over this or leave it, and I just decided to leave it. Going into the next week, then I did a little bit better. I was tracking my workouts, how I was feeling, some intimacy. So doing okay there. Going into the next week, again, doing a great job with tracking. I think I was pretty honest that I did kind of like this format. I really didn't like this format. I think where I'm going to make a change is specifically into July, and I am going to let myself do kind of like a bullet journal method. I think that's, I guess I'm trying to just figure out where the hiccup is. Like, why am I not tracking? And I think a majority of that is like not having it open. Like if I left it out open on this table, I would 100% be able to track it a lot better. Like I'd come in from a workout and immediately write it in, obviously, and just kind of having it open, I'd be able to like put a dot in regarding my cycle, or a heart corresponding with intimacy, or things like that. So I think I'm going to try keeping it out in the open, but the other thing I'm going to try is like a bullet journal style where it's just continuous. I think what I'll do is I'll maybe separate the weeks with like a colorful washi or something like that. I just feel like I need a change. And to get where I need to go. Like, again, this is about where I started to fall off. These pages are all from 2023, so we're just going to skip through them and all the crazy things that I tried there. I'm also considering moving trackers into this booklet and into my HON on a weekly level instead of using the big main tracker, and I did talk about that already in the June setup. This is the last week of May and the first few days into June, and this is really where I started to consider a bullet journal method, because it was kind of free form here, but I ran out of space. And I thought, okay, well, that's not really going to work for me. And I started to have a TMJ flare up. Because I finally figured out what it was. But yeah, I really think, oh, and what I think is interesting is I had a fasting doctor's appointment in July this week of 2023, but I had it on Friday of, which was June too, which that's interesting that they ended up on the same page, but it's really not very cohesive. I thought that maybe in June, kind of following this method would work, and it hasn't. Like I haven't been encouraged to get back to it. So like I said, I've got to figure out the hiccup, because this is something I would like to get back to, and I think I'm going to drop the tracking on the main spread, which I'll show you guys here in a second in the Hobonichi HON. But that's just a quick look at the weeks. Obviously through the flip, you can see like some of the things I tried out in 2023 as well. This is not meant to be exactly a pretty planner. I think that when I go into 2025, which sounds completely bananas to say right now, but we're almost at that half year point where, you know, we can semi-logically discuss that. I'm trying to decide if I am scooched in too much or not enough. I like having the camera zoomed in a little bit on these pages just so you guys can see a little bit more detail, because sometimes with the plan with me, so I feel like I'm too far out. So I hope this is a good view, I guess. But I'm hoping in 2025 with my weeks to get a little bit more creative. And I think it's going to be really nice once I get into like those note pages, and it's way more freeform than it is even now. My goal is to literally fill every square inch of that planner. So whenever I need a new one, I might end up having to do like an April start. I might sneeze. Excuse me. Not gonna edit that out. We just are where we are today. But my goal is to fill every square inch of the Hobonichi weeks that I have. I've mentioned that several times until the wheels fall off and I figure out my rhythm and what I want to do with it. And then once it's full, then I'll decide, do I want a new one or are we done? Because that one was a gift. I will tell you that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get another one the way it stands, because I feel like it's had its uses for sure, and I've often thought of other ways to use it beyond health and fitness tracking. So that's complete side notes. But in the meantime, let's get into the May Hobonichi HON that I have. Okay, so the first place that we stop is going to be the tracker page. So this is the page that I'm talking about nixing. So when I get into July through December, I don't think I'm going to carry this over. I don't know what I'm going to do here quite yet. I have not landed. I've thought on everything from health and fitness, which might seem a little bit redundant, but I think that this would let me view things more at a glance. I've considered just kind of migrating some of those things into here so that I can play with the idea of using the weeks for maybe budget. I don't know, not 100% sure, but I'm batting some ideas around and I might try a couple. So jury's still out with what I want to decide on doing. Another thing that the reason that this is going away basically is because I feel like these are habits that I have either been doing or have been tracking for years in some cases, like, you know, obviously the water and the steps and things. And I feel like there's a way to incorporate that into, you know, again, the health and fitness side of here, like Helen from Coffee Monster Co. and I think Lindsay Scribble both do something similar to this where it's a workout. It's basic. Oh, do y'all remember the plan with me where I was like, hey, I'm going to use this. And then I decided not to use this. And I was like, hey, I need to put this somewhere so I don't forget it. I just found it again. Watch me leave it there and like remember it in another video, like 5 weeks from now. Hopefully I'll remember it and go stick it on a sticker sheet here after the video. Wow. Sorry. I like looked up and noticed that. And it's just so teeny sitting on my little desk thing up here. Anywho, a lot of planners that I've been admiring have been doing something like that, where it's been like a dot for, like there's like usually a key up here and it basically will say like between whatever steps. So like 10, 12, 15, I think Helen even goes all the way up to 20. And then like an abbreviation, like for me, I could do cardio, I could do, or like run, elliptical, treadmill, hourglass. I started doing the 12, 3, 30. I say I started, I literally have done it once. Method, and I really want to try that again. So I think that might be a way for me to start migrating some of the things that I like about the weeks and move them here, and then use the weeks as a budget planner. And the reason that I'm thinking this is because now I'm like into the freeform pages. So it is a little bit easier. Not that you can track whatever you want in the weeks. It's very open form. But I think I'm always striving to I feel like this is most planners. Like you go from, I want everything in one to like then breaking them all out into groups until you can get your hands around it. And then you slowly refine it to get it back into the one and like shrink your planners down. So it just ebbs and flows. And I think I'm in a phase where it's like the less I have to carry, the less I have to open up, the less I have to check for accuracy. Because that's a lot of like, where I feel like my problem comes in is when everything is running smooth, I can have 3 planners, 4 planners. I can do my tarot pull every day. I can go work out every day. I can read 10 pages. But when shit starts to get crazy, like one by one things just kind of fall down, and I'm literally just trying to keep the wheels on the cart or the bus or whatever and keep it rolling. But I think this is going to go away, the tracker page anyway. As far as tracking, like you can also see there's like a lot of blank going on. Like April was actually pretty good, but like reading, I really wasn't doing. My steps were starting to suffer quite a bit. I think April, starting about like mid-April, things just got really chaotic, and then just trying to manage through May. Like I felt better through June already. And I feel like July is going to be like the breadwinner month for that. But I can definitely see, like I didn't do Mermay, and I had high hopes for that. I had high hopes for the mile a day. And it was weird because like the month legitimately started out, and I got to the end of the day and I was remote that day. So I was like, cool, I can have like a great solid start. And then I was like, shit, I didn't do any of the stuff. Like, it's like my brain just completely forgot it was the first day of the month and a new start. I don't know. So I don't know. I just don't think that this is doing anything for my mental headspace, given the fact that I'm trying very hard and I'm very successful at a lot of things that just aren't on this tracker. And so I don't think it's doing me a service at this point anymore. I think this could be a better logging place for other activities and encourage me to narrow things down. So I might take July to try the bullet journal method in the weeks, to show you guys what the heck I'm talking about, like what my vision is. And then also kind of use it to track here and see what colors and stuff I like for a key or how that might work out. And then maybe after July, start switching it over to like more of a budget tracking system, because I think there is some value to that for sure. All right, that about does it for the tracker. So moving over to the monthly spread. So this is May. I actually got all my videos in for the most part. I missed 2 right here. So I was really quite proud of that. I think April was quite literally the worst of it. But I'm looking and I'm like, actually, it's only been like 2 videos missed a month when it's happened. And then my cleaning list, I did okay. This is typically where I'm going to track not just my cleaning. And I've clarified this, I don't even know how many times, but like it doesn't necessarily, like I vacuum once a week. So if not like twice, because I have a cat and she likes to track her litter all over the hardwood floors. And I just like to keep everything really nice and clean. And so I'll vacuum the couch and I vacuum the floors and everything just to keep it, litter free. But I wipe my countertops after cooking, when there's schmutz on them. I clean my stove pretty much, every day. So the top, because it's like a hard top, but stuff like that, like I don't necessarily always think to like check it off. So I try to have like one big cleaning day for each room a month where it's like I really do get down to the nitty gritty. But if things are crazy, then I'm not going to get them accomplished. And so that's just that. But this is where I would track my videos, any social media posts, which we can see there's not a lot of. I'm hoping, again, to do better and get back on the rails. Things are getting a little bit better. I'll say that. I think I showed, now we're just going to move on straight to the weeklies. So one thing that I probably already showed you guys the spread whenever we did the April, so we're just going to take a quick glance at it. I still stand by what I believe I said in that video, which was I really wish that I hadn't picked this color combination. Like maybe had done, like I think I wish I had just done the blue or the black and then popped in like Tombow colors for certain things and just brightened it up. Like I really do love this little pop of teal that matches Grogu. I am kind of sad because I only have one sample left of this particular washi. And she did not re-release it for, I thought for sure, fingers crossed, that she was going to do it as part of the pre-order, and maybe she'll do like villains around Halloween. Like I'm kind of hoping that, you know, all hope is not lost with ever seeing this washi again. Even as a revamp, I would be happy. But at this point, the June pre-order list has been released and these guys weren't on it, unfortunately. And I was really, really hoping that they were. So I'm going to be a little bit more sparing with the last little bit that I have. Borderline hoarding. I really love this week and how it looks because of the fact that it's just so springy and fun. And I started bringing in other stickers. So one thing I started doing this year was actually using stickers from other books that I have. Like I don't know what it was per se that like tipped me off, where I was like, ma'am, you have books and books and books and books of stickers that I use in my daily pages, that I use in my Hobonichi 5-year, but I just was not using in my weekly spreads. And I was like, what the heck? Why are you not doing this? More importantly, I felt like I was missing out on a massive opportunity because a lot of them are foiled, and I'm not the biggest fan of foiled stickers, to be honest. Like I just am not the biggest fan, but I started realizing like I could coordinate the foil to the foil in the Coffee Monster Co. so that it wasn't all Coffee Monster Co. across my weekly spreads. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, but I just really wanted to give my other stickers some love and stretch the Coffee Monster Co. stickers that I have. I really feel like this year I've had to kind of like pull back, and I started talking about this towards maybe like the middle fall of last year, where I was like, I'm getting a little out of hand with the purchasing. I mean, I say this and I feel like with the pre-order literally looming in a few days, which, by the way, drop in the comments below if you're participating in the Coffee Monster Co. pre-order and what you were most excited for. For me, I am the most excited about Rainbow Neighborhood. I am 100% going to buy 3 rolls of that, which sounds really excessive, but it's one of my favorite strips that I've ever seen. And even though it's not an exact replica because it doesn't have like the rainbows and some of the little icons, I think it is so cute and so versatile. And as someone who really loves doing a rainbow week, I cannot wait to put that in a spread. Like I am literally going to be counting the days until that pre-order comes in 3 months later. So that's the one I'm the most excited about. I know a lot of people are excited about the Lilo and Stitch one coming back, and there's like an interstellar, like super cute one. What's another one I'm jazzed about? I'm really jazzed about the biomes breaking up into separate washies, for sure, because that was a big thing for me last year. I actually did a week for every like biome scene that I had. So yeah, I'm 100% here for all of the options, but the Rainbow Neighborhood is my fave. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just disregard and fast forward. But let me know what you're most excited about. But I really did like finally incorporating, and I love the little pops of gold. I think it really just worked nicely with this spread. Going into the next week, I'm using a James Burke Creative washi. Obviously, this is May, so I was trying to bring in some more May vibes. I think this is excessive. For sure. I do love that I used some of the workout stickers that I had that kind of went with these colors, where it's literally like the teal, the darker teal, the pink, and the orange. Like how perfect, like that little nugget right there matches really well. Some of these are happy. Most of the stickers that you see that are not Coffee Monster Co. I think are Happy Planner. I think this might be Recollections. These right here are from a Hobby Lobby sticker book, but I really have enjoyed the variety. And what happened this week? What am I trying to think of? Oh, my Dolls Kill order got here. I know I'm going backwards. There was a new release that week. Oh, this was actually really, really funny because this was Sarah's like second day. So we had a new hire, and I think she started... Oh, no, she started the week before. So this was like the first... Oh, this was just weird because I had to go to the post office. So I literally placed the order in the parking lot at the post office. I was like, what's some weird stuff that happened this week? Went fishing, so I got to see some baby geese. I didn't fish. I was sad we missed the Northern Lights because normally I'm right on top of that. I know I went backwards to go forward, so I'm sorry about that. I went to lunch with Sarah, who's our new hire. We were watching Shogun. This week, the Mother's Day dinner occurred, which to me, this has more of the Mother's Day vibe, like the colors and everything. So I think that's kind of funny. This was my first Friday off in like 2 months and was very much needed. And it was a very well-rounded day. It was literally kind of 2 months exactly after just some crazy news. So it was like very surreal to like feel kind of a calm about the day and like be able to take a breath. And then over the weekend we watched Ghostbusters and had this was fun. We went to Magazinos and had empanadas, and then we also had al pastor tacos and made these Corona sunrise things that were really good, so that was nice. I'm really obsessed right now with the Chili's Triple Dipper, like obsessed, because I don't have to make a choice. I'm a person that loves like red sauce and white sauce, so I freaking love like when I get everything in one, like that's like my fave. So I don't have to make a choice. So I always get the Big Mouth. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. The Big Mouth bites, the Southwest egg rolls, and the mozzarella sticks, and I eat half of each thing so that I can make 2 meals out of it, and it's great. Next week, this is an Allie Brown washi that I absolutely love. There's like some washies I may never get again, so I'm starting to get a little bit stingy with them. I do like that I used this like blue color. This is, I believe, the same blue from the Star Wars spread. I don't necessarily love the mixing and the matching of the stickers here. Like, I don't love this little pocket. I feel like sometimes I forget that I'm going to mix and match. But one other thing that I found is if I am filming, it's really difficult sometimes for me to mix and match the stickers, because I almost have to think about like, okay, what am I putting stickers down for, so I can go get them all from the various sticker books and have them on hand rather than me like rifling through them. This is the last week of May and the first 2 days of June, and it is the first of the rainbows, and I absolutely love how this spread came together. I believe I did a plan with me on this. Yeah, because I remember talking about that all of these were like, I used the rainbow workout stickers. So we've got pink, we've got a little bit, I mean, like no orange really. So this little like orange yellow bear is super cute. But I did really good with keeping with the theme of the colors. So I really quite liked that. I loved that I did go to Target on a Monday, so it fit into there pretty well. The Unbearable was talking about my TMJ flare up, which I mentioned briefly, which is why like Wednesday and Thursday, especially Thursday, seemed so short because I was trying to catch up from the day before. Friday was just like super loaded down because I had not felt super great. The TMJ flare up started like here, like really even here-ish, and then got to like critical mass on Wednesday. So it was like a little bit smaller every day, and then finally I just had to like get as much done as possible. I finished Lord of the Rings on June the 1st, and we watched Dune 2 on Sunday, which I know now we're creeping into June a little bit. I love that I did a rainbow week with all of my Coffee Monster Co. because this is fairly new. I do prefer the yellow Winnie the Pooh a little bit more. But yeah, I'm excited because I think we're getting some more yellow washi coming soon too. In this batch, but I'm always excited to get new colors that I can change this up, because I do tend to get kind of generic and use the same little swatches over and over again to make my rainbow spreads. All right, now flipping all the way back to the dailies. That's too far, we're missing some pages. Okay, so May the 1st is Beltane. So I actually used the collaboration kit of, what is her name? Dana Dunn, who is her name, and it's Magical Plans is I think her handle. But she did a collaboration with Vila Beautiful, so I thought that that would be really good. What also made this day crazy was the day before, which was the fact oh Lord. So the day before this, and I talked about this in that flip through, the day before was not only the last day of April, but my mom ended up in the ER for 12 hours. And she had a pacemaker put in. She is doing very well and recovered very well, but it was a very stressful day. Thankfully I was off this particular day, and I went and treated myself to Maple Street. I was a little disappointed though, because it tasted off, unfortunately. And then I actually made a healthy Beltane dinner, which was shocking because I really wanted to make this like Cajun pasta, but I ended up making a 3-pepper chili. I think I did okay on getting things done. Really, the struggle bus of this particular Wednesday was that I had not done, like, I was supposed to be off the day before and got like nothing done because I was at the hospital. So it was really just trying to like make up for it and rest, because the very next day Sarah started. So it looks like I did a little tarot pool, talked a bit about being nervous about a new hire, and just like, you know, those jitters of bringing someone into the fold, but also, you know, having to train somebody and hoping it all works out. So kind of like those first day of school jitters, really. This, I'm starting to really wobble and show my anxiety. So this is really where I started to get, I don't know, like really, I am a person that I do very much need my remote days. I do need my days off. I do need days to catch up. And I feel like we all kind of can relate to that. But I was really starting to struggle because I was literally not having time in the morning between when Jeff was leaving for work and when I was leaving for work to really get anything done. And then I was coming home and we were cooking dinner together, and I'm really used to a little bit more privacy. And then also Sarah being there and knowing that Sarah and I would be together every single day pretty much. I think all of it was like mounting in my head to realize like, okay, I went from being alone a lot to never being alone. And I know I've discussed this a little bit in some of the previous flips or as explanations for why I haven't been posting as regularly or as consistently. Like some weeks are better than others. Like obviously today we're a day late, but it's okay. We're still alive and we're still posting content. It's totally fine. But I'm very cranky, tantrum mood. Yeah, it was really like getting to the peak about this time because I am a giver and I really want to be there for everybody, but the best way for me to do that is to make sure that I take time for myself to get content done so that my brain is clear, so that I clean my house, so that my space is clear, so that I literally come home and drink wine and eat popcorn and watch a movie sometimes and just vegetate and play with my planners, all for the sake of everyone else. And I just really wasn't doing that because I quite literally did not have the time, the space, or the privacy to be doing that. And I was just kind of like a critical mass with that. We started watching Shogun, so good. So I had to use the Hokusai washi and stickers, and I think they complement that so well. We had I had a weird dream that Sarah quit, which she is still going strong and doing great, and I absolutely love her. We continued watching Shogun, and I was taking some notes. So I know a lot of people struggle with like what to put in dailies, and you'll see my dailies just change all the time nowadays. Like I can have lists, I can have journaling. Sometimes there's a list inside the journaling. I've actually really been enjoying this kind of style where it's a little bit of journaling, then I put like a to-do list and I keep going. Like I don't try to necessarily use this whole block, even though my mind like auto defaults to use this as a block. This was a little bit of planning. Some workouts, some content, some meal plans. I have no idea if I actually did that. I closed all of my loops, which is a rare occurrence. I got the Sunday Scaries. The Washi Sneaks for Friday's new release are out. The Stormy one, that was my favorite for that batch for sure. I opened the dress for HHN. So my Dolls Kill order had arrived, I want to say, I don't know how much earlier than that it came out to be, but it kind of reminded me of this little girl. Like it kind of posts out at the bottom like that, and it's very princessy, and that was the vibe I was going for. So I had to pull out my paper haunt stickers and my paper geek co, kind of like all of my girly spooky things to talk about my outfit for HHN. And it's just so weird that I have everything so far in advance. Like it's just crazy to me. Then I made a to-do list and a grocery list. We had Taco Tuesday. Oh, this was funny. I was like, why would I talk about Taco Tuesday? Because we do tacos quite frequently. My apartment hosted Taco Tuesday in celebration of Cinco de Mayo, because Cinco de Mayo was over the weekend. On Sunday, which this is when we made the tacos, and we did not make tacos that day. That's a lie. That's a different day. We'll get there. Taco Tuesday at my apartment, and they had these tiny little sombreros. And it's behind me on my little console table, like when you walk in my apartment. But I have it on there. But I basically put it on the cat, which if I had a little bit more editing time in me, I would totally post a picture of her. She looked very irate and unamused. But then the next day, just kind of Wednesday again tends to be my remote day. So I did some work in the garden. I vegetated a lot. I slept in. This, I wasn't remote. I lied because I was still working, with Sarah every day. And then Jeff and I went out. If I ever am like, oh, I'm sorry I lied, it's because I legitimately can't always keep it straight. I mean, I feel like that's most people, but that's why we do daily journaling. But I have tried so hard to get so much better at journaling in real time, because let me tell you, the number one struggle that I have with a Hobonichi is like, if you get behind more than 2 days, you like are struggling. So like my first thing that I always try to do is catch up as fast as I can, or make sure that this is like, if everything else fails, if I don't track in any other planner, it's like here that's the most critical, because having a whole page that I'm trying to fill backdated, it makes me irate, because I will make mistakes, and I will 100% show you where mistakes were made due to retroactive planning. But yeah, this day was super weird, because obviously I'm used to being remote and I wasn't. I do quite like this very simple spread. So we had storms at the office. I was researching carrots and berries because I'm super impatient. Update, spoiler, I have ripped out all of my berries because I basically figured out that when I planted them, they were already dead. I don't even know if they were alive when I bought them, because I bought roots and I really didn't know what to look for at the time. So my mom is actually going to be kind enough to give me one of her raspberry plants that is already very well established and sent off runners. So there's a chance that I'll get fruit this year. If not, I'll definitely have a good go at it next year. I did a workout, And then I had an 80-acre salad. They have these like salad kits that they make, and I am really obsessed with the feeling Gouda. I don't love the like salad blend, but I love all the toppings, which has been nice. I figured out I really like Gouda on salad. So I just kind of did some doodles of like the greens, the Gouda, the cranberries. It's dried cherries, sorry. Pecans, apple pieces, and then I put some cucumbers in it, which were not in the kit. I restarted Turning Point, or tried to. Turning Point took me forever to watch. And there's two different versions. There's the Bomb in the Cold War, and then there's 9/11 and the War on Terror. I feel like the 9/11 War on Terror is a little bit more organized and was a very easy watch, versus this was very hard. It spans a very long time frame. Like they go all the way back to basically like the Bolshevik Revolution. So it's a little bit like watching the History Channel, which, you know, I actually like. So it was just, I really wanted to finish it before I watched Oppenheimer. And now that I'm done, I can watch Oppenheimer. But I started it and I literally didn't finish it until like the end of the month. It was very difficult to get through. This was some information about the new release. I actually saved my survey code for this because I knew that this release was going to happen, and it allowed me to actually do like a bigger order. And then I wrote down some of the things I was the most excited about, like the Subtle Storm Washi, the Bedrock Pen Pouch, the Pencil Days of the Week, which I'm actually going to use in a plan with me soon, and a Protect Your Peace tote, which I had wanted for a while. So those were all the things I was the most excited about. In the kits for the back half of 2024 release, so I needed to get those. So I was very grateful to have a coupon code. Did some research on the cucumbers, which I can now successfully say I have made homemade pickles with them, and they taste amazing, and I'm so excited. My throat is sore from nonstop talking and training. So yeah, that's that. And then we do what we can when we can. We can only hope it's enough. And it's a quote from Shogun. I will 10 out of 10 recommend Shogun. It was so good. So good. I hate that there's probably not going to be more seasons, but it was very, very good. And then I had like a little to-do list. This was the day I was saying that we went to the lake and I watched the geese. So I wrote down a lot of facts about geese. I know I kind of cut myself off earlier and probably went on a tangent, but again, a lot of people are very like, what should I do with the daily page? Should it look the same every day? I really like that I try different styles. It keeps things fun. But I just did some facts about Canadian geese because I was watching, these two Canadian geese, and they're super cute little baby puffballs. And I was pretty excited about that. I was very bummed that we missed the Northern Lights the night before. And then I just kind of talked about who we were hanging out with, and a little bit about hanging out at the lake and what we did for the afternoon. Just kind of a little journaling, and more journaling, no to-do list. There's really not too much to do. Same here, lots of journaling, talked about finishing. I think this is when we did we finish Shogun this day? I think we did finish it, and I did discover that there's a podcast. Yeah, we finished Shogun, and such a great show. And then here's a little to-do list for the day. And then whenever I got home, I really didn't have the energy to do much. And I found out that I had to spend $500 on tires, so I wasn't like super thrilled. Just another manic mermaid Monday, which it definitely was. I had sinus issues and I wasn't feeling really great, which did not put me in a great headspace. And I really wanted to just go home. And I was supposed to have a meeting with April, and I ended up not having it. I'm not 100% sure on that now. Jury's out. I'm not really sure. But it was just a crazy Monday. So I had a clean list, a work list, an other list, and a grocery list. Tuesday, afternoon. Oh, so Jeff and I went to eat. I had been craving French onion soup. And so we went and got French onion soup from Longhorn, and he got wings and he was happy. We got him some work stuff and then like some new work shirts, and it was just a really chill evening. So this was kind of like the list of to-dos and things that I actually did. So I ended up bumping the groceries because it wasn't necessary. Tidy apartment, see list, which I guess maybe was here. Rewatch last episode of Dead Boy Detective because Jeff kept falling asleep. Voiceover and edit, which I didn't do. Go figure. Just a cleaning list, talking about how much of a wreck the apartment was and how much quieter the office was and how we were kind of starting to get settled. This was a list of uploads that I was hoping to do. Like, often I'll plan, like, this is what I want to post this day, this is what I want to post this day, and I'll do it in advance so that it's not like, what am I going to post next? I do try to keep planner videos on Wednesdays, and then on Sundays let it be more like unboxings and hauls or project life videos and stuff like that. And then I made like a to-do list of how to kind of like make that happen. And I also had the Mother's Day dinner with my mom and her best friend / my second mom, Mama Karen. Thursday was the day I was supposed to have the meeting, I think. Yes, this was the day that I was supposed to have the meeting that April and I actually moved. It was a little weird of a day. It was just, we couldn't seem to find our groove. And then I had my tire appointment this afternoon. So I talked with Jen a lot while I literally waited like an hour, but I also bought this cake. It was Everybody's Cake Slice, and they have 3 different kinds. And they had like a spring version, like a chocolate cake version and a birthday cake version. This was the chocolate cake slice, and it's basically pecan pie, brownie, and then cheesecake, salted buttercream frosting. Y'all, it was so good. I was worried because they have like a big cake, and they finally came out with the slices. And this is at Walmart for those of you that like want to like run, not walk to go get this. And I doodled it. It's an okay doodle. It's not my best work. But in case you guys don't know or can't figure it out, I'm a food-based person. I'm very food motivated. I run and work out so I can eat delicious heathen food. This was so good. But I basically was just enamored with the fact that it tasted so good because I didn't expect it to be like moist. I was a little nervous with the packaging and the fact that it was Walmart. Like, there were a lot of things that I was worried about, and it was so good. 10 out of 10 recommend. I do feel like I want to try the lemon version, which I think is like blueberry muffin, lemon cheesecake, and like a raspberry crumble thing on the bottom. But I love lemon desserts and lemon curd and stuff, but I feel like at the time I was very like, I think it was because I was off the very next day and I knew I was getting a lemon donut that I went with the chocolate, and that happened. This is actually a plan with me vlog, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but basically this was my Friday off. So I had my like weekend to-do list, and then I talked a lot about the sale, the crystals that I got on sale, because it was, I think if you buy 10, you got 30% off. And then I also had a $10 off in my thing. So super great. Mini cheesecake sticky bun. And I hate that you can't like see it because that purple is so dark, but blueberry lemon. New fave alert, mini cream cheese sticky bun. I see you. I will come back to you. And I thought that it was perfect in a mini. It was so perfect in a mini. Then I did some journaling on Saturday about the luckiest day of 2024, and kind of what that meant for both myself and for Jeff, because he's a Libra. And then we had like a semi-balanced day, because I kind of, this is my formula. This is what I say is a semi-balanced day, and I need to like journal this out because I feel like, and I've often considered breaking up my weekly spread into this because I can always put to-do lists here and things like that, and I don't need like a timed block. Why am I doing all the crazy things with my hands? But this is my idea of perfect day. I've cleaned a room or done like a big clean. So like if I have a lot of laundry to do, that counts as the clean, or I can do the patio, the kitchen, like pick an area with like, clean some big things. Content, something in content, whether that's filming a video, whether that's like doing an entire setup. Usually it's filming based, but it can also be prep work, like a good chunk of prep work. Reading, working out, and cooking. If I can do those things, I am a happy person and I feel very well-rounded. Like I feel like I worked, I played, I cleaned, I did all the things. So it was a semi-balanced day and I was definitely on a streak and kind of starting to get out of some icky headspace stuff about this point. This is the day that Jeff and I made Corona sunrises. I forgot to turn off my 5 a.m. alarm, so it woke us up really early and I felt really bad about it. What's and a racetrack? A detour to Lawrenceville snacks and a racetrack. Oh, so we realized that basically the food was not going to be ready and we needed snacks. So that's when we went to Magazino's and we had very sad empanadas and we had Corona sunrises and ate lots of dips. Like we were literally going all over the place for snacks. Like we could have just like gone to dinner so much more flawlessly. And then Jeff helped me separate my hair for braiding, which was funny. Note, CFA avocado ranch dressing with a tri-colored slaw mix is A+ for taco slaw. So there's your cooking tip for the day. It was a Monday for sure. Oh, this was hilarious. So got to the office very early to notarize some documents for Jeff, burnt my croissant. So I literally needed to go to Walmart, went to Walmart, then drove home to like switch out food and get the other croissant I had at home because I didn't want to buy a whole new box of croissants and I had forgotten my lunch anyway by leaving early. So just did like a big loop. And then my order that I placed on 5/10 had come. So the Subtle Storms washi, the tote, all that fun stuff that I was excited about was here. And then, I was healthy-ish this day. So I had the Feeling Gouda salad for dinner, I believe, but I had eaten my Pot City Market leftovers for lunch and the cake. So yeah, I ebb and flow with how I like to do things. Typically, I'll either have a small or almost like a protein shake or something for my breakfast. And then I'll have kind of like a smaller breakfast if I'm going to have a bigger lunch or vice versa. Like those are kind of the barometers. And then I try to have like a healthier dinner option later in the day so that I didn't eat something heavy, or that's like my ideal situation. But that doesn't always work out. And especially with some of the craziness that's gone on lately. Productive start, which was nice and rare for a Tuesday. And then I went to the Ungalo and we had a healthy dinner and we started watching Baby Reindeer. We literally binged the first 4 episodes. If you have not watched that, go watch that. It is just a train wreck in which you cannot peel your eyes from. It was so good. It was so good. Watch it. I did a brain dump, and this was the day that the meeting with April basically got rescheduled to. I was very excited to use my kind of cafe washi because we went to a cafe. And then I only had about half the day to work, which was kind of annoying because I didn't get back to my house on my remote day to actually start with work until about 1 o'clock. And at that point, it was kind of time to eat some lunch, and I kind of had to just do what I could. And then I watched The Game, which was like a recommended watch when it comes to Succession, which I was watching. I'm so sorry about the siren. I can't do anything about it. Can't do anything. I figured I'd let it stop before I continued watching or speaking. So Thursday, most of the day was spent navigating various sides of a training screen share. It was just painful. And then this is where I messed up. So I had a note in my weekly, and I'll show you so that you can understand how we got here. How did we get here? Nope. Okay. So I had this note, and it says Nordstrom. I thought it was the afternoon where Jeff and I went to Longhorn. So I start journaling about that. And I'm like, God, that doesn't seem like it was like a week ago. Why does that not sound right? Because I was back planning and retroactively planning. And I was like, I don't think that's right. Sure enough, was not right. So I had to white it out. Then I put the sticker over it. Jeff was like, I can't even tell that you had a mistake there, which I thought was very flattering and very nice. And then I took some progress pictures of the garden, picked the first cucumber, or the first cucumber was on her way. I have now picked her, and the squash were blossoming. All of the males. Why are there so many sirens? What is happening? Hopefully no, that's a fire truck. So hopefully everyone's okay. And then I was on a shapewear hunt. That's what happened. I ended up finding this super cute separate intimate set from Free People, which I have now worn and absolutely love. It's like all lace, but it's like high rise and then like a long line bra that's unlined. And the whole thing is lace, and it's just so cottagecore and cute. This Friday was actually a half day. So in the morning I got up and took some pictures to send to Taylor, and also kind of wrote out what I'm planning to wear, just to kind of like make sure I actually do have everything that I think I have. I still think I'm going to buy one more outfit, and I just don't know when. That's either going to be something cute to wear on a travel day or a free day. So we'll see how that actually shakes out. And then I went to my friend Katie's house to learn all about sourdough. So she taught me how to do a starter. I made a list of what to buy, and then the short version of her sourdough recipe, which was really fun. The next day, I was starting to prep for Skettyversary. So I don't call it our anniversary. I call it Skettyversary. And it's actually on the 26th. So I was trying to do a little bit of prep work. So I went and got this meatball blend to make our meatballs with that had beef, pork, and veal in it. I started trying to make a sauce from my San Marzanos last year. I didn't care for how it turned out, but Jeff and Justin really enjoyed it. I cooked a lot this day, like a lot. I made sauce, I made pickles, I fed my starter. I went to like 3 different grocery stores. I ended up making spaghetti that night. I did a full workout. I was doing laundry. I was very busy. I don't love this sticker. Like, I kind of want to rip it out and put a different washi down. Like, I really don't like it. I like that this matches a little, but I don't like it. The next day I made banana pudding, so I wrote the recipe down here, put the super cute kitchen washi down, and just did some journaling about how I basically spent, I kid you not, like, and I was starting to not feel good. Like, I came home on Friday, and I think I went to Target to start getting flour and some things that I would need for Saturday. Like some pre-shopping, and then I know I went to Target because I left all the bags of non-perishables out on the counter. Like, I just left it there. And then my jaw was really starting to hurt, and I felt awful by the time I got to Jeff's that evening, to the point that I had to like lay out on the couch for a good few hours. And then I finally got up and made macaroni, and we started watching Atlas. I think it was a good movie. I just think it was very underdeveloped. Then we had Memorial Day, and we just sat on the porch and watched the rain come in. Like, it literally went from like this kind of gray morning to like utter black darkness, and then the rain just fell out. And so it was really cool to watch. And then we finished Atlas and Baby Reindeer. I came home and read and did a 4-mile on the elliptical, which takes about an hour. I officially got my Dutch oven, and then kind of did a rant through here about just trying to sit and be cozy and catch my breath. I have an awful habit of, on long weekends, not doing the things that I need to do. Like, I will let my entire weekend get hijacked. So a lot of times I don't even like broadcast that I've got a long weekend or that I'm off or anything like that, because I feel like the moment I do that, like, it gets shanghaied. So I was kind of having a bit of a rant about that. Monday, it was a very Monday, Tuesday, because this always happens also when we come back from a long weekend. Basically, I came back, we got settled. started to get ready for the day, and then we had the internet go out. The internet was not going to come back until 1:30, so I needed to do a return at Walmart, went there, then got home, got settled, started working on some stuff. She got the internet back. Then the power went out. So she just had a whole morning over there by herself, and I felt really bad about leaving her, but I needed to be able to come home and get some things done. I just felt really defeated because it was just clunky, and I'm a morning person. So if I'm not up and at it and getting stuff done, like by noon, 1 o'clock, like I'm starting to shift gears into like, what's the last little bit that I can get done on a work front, and then switching to like, okay, how much energy do I have to do stuff at home, and what is like critical mass? So the top 3 things that day were the return to Walmart, getting the loaf pan from Target that I still haven't used, unfortunately, and prepping some pancake batter. And there's the recipe for that because it works better if you let it sit overnight. The next morning was a literal 6 out of 5 of pain. Like I had been I didn't realize it was TMJ until 4:30 in the morning. So I'd basically been suffering for 6 days and had no idea what it was. Like I was trying to basically throw everything at it, and nothing was working pain wise, medication wise. And so I did a little bit of research, found out like this was a possibility. And as soon as I started implementing those things, instant relief. It was bananas. And then Sarah definitely was a godsend to tell me, because she was a pharmacy tech at one point, and she was like giving me advice on what to take, how much to take it. So I was making sure to keep notes on when I was taking medicine. The next day I was feeling a lot better in comparison, but I was still like not feeling the best. So I definitely just still wanted like comfort mode things. So I watched a Hercule Poirot movie. I watched Haunting in Venice and made sloppy joes, which for some reason I always tend to eat sloppy joes when I watch Hercule Poirot. I don't know why. And my number one preference is to watch Orient Express and eat sloppy joes. Again, super weird, don't know why. I do love the color combo with this Winnie washi though. I'm gonna just say that. And then I made a massive mistake. I ate ice cream that had these frozen Reese cups in it, and I cannot even tell you guys the like level. First of all, I already have really sensitive gums and teeth, so like eating ice cream is not always a pleasurable experience. So I was already struggling a little bit, and it was good, and it was fine. And then I bit down on one of the Reese cups, y'all. Instantly needed an ice pack and more ibuprofen. This was probably one of my favorite spreads that I did the whole time, was using the new Planner Time washi. So the original was pink. This has like this like soft green background, and I think it is gorgeous. And so I actually wrote down the color combos if you guys want them, because I think this is just flawless gorgeous. So 761 for the pink, 312, and 991 5-star. And I made my first batch of sourdough cookies. These were chocolate chip to be specific. I have now made several different sourdough cookies, so we'll stay tuned for that and leave that for June. I also had my doctor's appointment and a workout, and I think overall this is, like I said, one of my favorite spreads. I hope you guys got some great inspiration out of this and I wasn't too long-winded. Again, I am very excited to kind of show you guys June. I'm always excited to show you guys the next month coming, because I do feel like I learn a little bit every single time that I go through this. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, that kind of have like planner envy, and they wish that their planners looked like someone else. And I mean, I don't think any of us are immune to that at all. I definitely am very envious of people like Helen and Lindsay Scribbles and Kina Prince, and I think they have absolute gorgeous planners. And like hell, you know, Dana Dunn's planners and her grimoire are gorgeous. Like, I think it's important to have planner goals, but you don't get there overnight, and it's a constant learning curve. So I really hope you guys got some inspiration from these and are continuing to enjoy creating your own little wonderlands. And until next time, thank you guys so much for your support. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye.